I think most people are overpaying for AI video tools. Platforms like Freepik, Artlist, OpenArt, Higgsfield, and InVideo all claim to be all-in-one AI video generators. But when you actually use them, you quickly realize something is always missing. So instead of trusting marketing claims, I decided to test this properly. I used the same prompts, the same workflows, and the same criteria to test Freepik, Artlist, OpenArt, Higgsfield, and InVideo side by side. In this video, I'm comparing all 5 tools on 4 things that actually matter: power, innovation, ease of use, and value for money. And honestly, one of these tools completely surprised me. It wasn't just easier to use, it also delivered better results at a lower cost per generation. Stay till the end because I'll break down the real numbers and final rankings. And once you see that comparison, it becomes very clear which tool deserves the S tier and which ones are just hype. All right, before we start comparing any tools, let me quickly explain how this test works. This is the exact video prompt I'm going to use across all 5 platforms. You can see it on screen right now. It's a simple, real-life cinematic scene. No advanced keywords, no platform-specific tricks. So every tool is tested on the same creative baseline. The 5 tools I'm comparing today are Freepik, Artlist, OpenArt, Higgsfield, and InVideo. For each tool, I'll evaluate 3 core areas: power, the models and capabilities, innovation, what actually makes the platform different, and experience, how easy and intuitive it feels to use. I'll score each of these out of 10, based on real usage and accessibility. And by the end of the video, you'll see a clear ranking of which tool performs best overall. With that said, let's start with the first platform, Freepik. Let's start with Freepik. Freepik is widely known for its design assets, and more recently, they've added AI features for both image and video generation as part of their AI suite. In terms of power, Freepik is actually quite strong when it comes to image generation. You get access to several solid image models, which makes it useful for thumbnails, visual assets, and other static content. However, when it comes to video generation, Freepik starts to fall short. Some of the top-tier video models, like Kling 2.5 Turbo and other advanced, high-quality video models, are simply not available here. I also pasted the same prompt I showed earlier into Freepik's video generator, and this is the kind of result you can expect with the current setup. In terms of innovation, Freepik doesn't really offer many standout video-first features. The most notable addition is Spaces, which works like a Weavy-style workflow for organizing assets. That said, it still feels early and limited, and right now it's more useful for images than for complete video projects. When it comes to the user experience, the interface looks clean at first, but it can feel cluttered, especially for beginners. There are multiple overlapping sections: Home, AI Suite, and All Tools, which can make it confusing to figure out where to start. On top of that, the overall speed feels a bit slower compared to some of the other platforms in this comparison. Another thing to keep in mind is that many advanced features are locked behind higher-tier plans, so access to full capabilities depends heavily on pricing. So overall, Freepik works well for image generation, but for AI video creation, it feels limited in terms of models, workflow, and flexibility. Based on power, innovation, and user experience, Freepik gets an overall score of 4 out of 10. Next, let's move on to Artlist and see how it compares. Artlist is primarily known for its music, sound effects, and creative assets, and more recently, they've introduced AI tools for image and video generation. Starting with power, Artlist feels quite limited. For text-to-image generation, it only offers around 4 models, and it misses several popular image models like Flux Context Pro, Flux Context Max, Seedream, and Reeve. On the video side, it also lacks access to some important tools. Models like Kling 2.5 Turbo Pro, Seedance Pro Fast, and WAN 2.5 are simply not available here. I also pasted the same prompt I showed earlier into Artlist's video generator, and this is the kind of result you can expect with the current setup. When it comes to innovation, there isn't much to highlight. Apart from SFX and music integration, especially if you're on the Max plan, there are no standout or unique features focused on AI video creation. The user experience is simple and straightforward, which is good for beginners getting started. However, the interface feels very basic, and it lacks the depth and control that professional creators usually look for. So, overall, Artlist works best as an asset platform, AI image and video generation. It feels limited in both power and flexibility. Next, let's move on to OpenArt and see how it compares. At a high level, OpenArt feels quite similar to Freepik in many ways. In terms of power, it offers a good range of tools for image generation, and customization is one of its stronger points. However, when it comes to video generation, OpenArt also has some clear gaps. One important model that's missing here is VEO 3.1, which limits its position among the top-tier AI video generators. I also pasted the same prompt I showed earlier into OpenArt's text-to-video workflow, and this is the kind of result you can expect with the current setup. From an innovation perspective, OpenArt shines more on the image side. It offers strong image editing and customization tools, but there's nothing particularly unique or groundbreaking when it comes to AI video creation. When it comes to user experience, the platform is easy to use, and most features are straightforward to find. That said, there's no clear separation between image and video workflows, which can make things feel a bit mixed and less structured. So, overall, OpenArt is a solid option for image-focused creators, but for AI video generation, it doesn't really stand out. Next, let's move on to Higgsfield and see how it compares. Higgsfield offers a strong set of video models and delivers noticeably better cinematic quality compared to the previous tools. It focuses heavily on effects, motion control, and stylized visuals, which makes it great for cinematic and viral-style content. However, it still lacks Kling 2.5 Turbo Pro, which slightly limits its top-tier potential. In terms of innovation, Higgsfield stands out with multiple effects and its popcorn storyboard system, which helps in creating structured scenes. That said, the interface feels very visually dense, with too many options shown at once, and it's difficult to find past projects quickly. Overall, Higgsfield is powerful for cinematic visuals, but the crowded workflow prevents it from being a true all-in-one solution. Next, let's move on to InVideo, where everything finally comes together. Right now, I am on the InVideo AI homepage, and the first thing you'll immediately notice is how clean and simple the entire setup looks for AI video creation. Everything feels very well organized, and there is no confusion or clutter on the screen. Unlike some other platforms, the interface here does not feel dense or overwhelming, which makes a big difference, especially for creators who want to focus on making videos instead of figuring out complicated tools. Let me quickly sign up and enter the workspace. As soon as I land inside, I honestly love how this workspace looks. It feels clean, professional, and very easy to understand. All the important options are clearly visible, and nothing feels hidden or confusing. You simply write your prompt here in any language you want, select your model, and hit Generate to start creating your video. Now, if I click on the Agents and Models section, you can clearly see one of InVideo's biggest strengths. InVideo has a dedicated generative models area where all the best AI models are available in one single place. There are more than 70 models to choose from for image, video, and audio generation. This includes powerful models like Sora, VEO, Seedance, Kling, WAN 2.5, Minimax, Nano Banana, Rev, and many more. What makes this even better is that InVideo is not limited in model access. It actually includes Kling 2.5 Turbo Pro, which delivers true professional-level cinematic video quality. This is something that was missing in several other tools we tested earlier. Now, here's the part I really want beginners to pay attention to. If you are a new creator and you don't have deep knowledge about different AI models, you don't need to worry at all. You can simply drop a basic prompt and InVideo will automatically choose the best model on your behalf. Let me show you this in action. I'll paste the same prompt here and just hit generate. Now, InVideo AI is creating the full video automatically by selecting the best model itself. Honestly, the output looks very impressive. The quality is high, the motion feels smooth, and it actually looks like a finished video rather than just a raw AI clip. Another feature that truly stands out is InVideo's Trends section. You can directly create viral Instagram Reels and TikTok-style content from here. For example, this Earth zoom-in trend that is currently going viral across social platforms. If I click on it and start a new project, you'll notice that the prompt is already pasted automatically. The settings are already optimized, and the interface stays clean and simple. All I need to do now is upload a face image. I'll upload this image here, hit generate, and the video creation begins instantly. The generation speed is noticeably faster compared to tools like OpenArt and Higgsfield. Let's watch the result. The output looks clean, sharp, and very well processed. Now, let's talk about workflow. InVideo's Agents and Models system works with projects, which means all generations related to one video stay organized in one place. This makes managing long-form or multi-video projects extremely easy. It also allows multiple team members to collaborate, which is very useful for agencies or creators working with editors. When it comes to ease of use, I can honestly give InVideo a full 10 out of 10. It is absolutely beginner-friendly and ideal for anyone who is new to AI tools. Everything feels simple, smooth, and well-structured. If I had to explain why InVideo wins in just one line, it would be this: more high-quality models, faster generation speed, easier workflow, and a much more organized system compared to other AI video tools. Now let's talk about pricing. If you look at the pricing section on screen, you can clearly see that InVideo's generative plan is one of the most affordable options available right now. Even when we compare cost per generation, InVideo stays ahead. For example, generating an 8 to 10 second video using VEO 3.1 fast costs around $1.81 on OpenArt. But on InVideo, it costs only 90 cents. That is almost half the price for the same quality output. Because of this value per generation advantage, InVideo clearly ranks #1 in our comparison. And that is why, in the final ranking, InVideo AI takes the top position for AI video creation right now. If you want to try it yourself, make sure to check out the link in the description.